It's game time in Denver as the crowd is... Filing in the Pepsi Center, looking to cheer on the Nuggets. This is Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and Brett Beard. David Aldridge will be reporting from the sidelines. Looking at Toronto, they want to turn it around after the loss to Portland. And so off the tip, it's Toronto. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So for Toronto right now, Paul Millsap out there with Richardson. Then there's Russell Westbrook. Then there's Monroe. And it's Korver in the two guard. Brent, what a career for Paul Millsap, a four-time All-Star.
Well, the 47th pick in the 2006 draft out of Louisiana Tech was not the most heralded player, certainly. But as he reached his 30s, the guy has played in 4 consecutive All-Star games. An amazing story in the league.
So for the Nuggets, their last game, a loss to the Knicks in New York. And it's Millsap with the extra effort.
Like seeing Millsap there going hard for the offensive glass and then getting the easy putback.
And it's Drummond with the jam.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish.
And what a beautiful way to polish off that sequence. Just strong and attacking the rim.
That just puts a little more momentum on their side, don't you think?
Absolutely.
And that's where the defense failed. You can't let him throw that down. You've got to get over and foul him, send him to the free throw line.
Oh, why dunk you very much.
He can really fly, and you combine that, Greg, with some nice penetration too, and you've got 2 points. And Nance kicks to Drummond. Korver with it. Conley picks him up. It's stolen by Nance. Drummond dishes to Conley. Westbrook with the steal. And now the fast break. Westbrook with the ball. Count it. Westbrook's got his second basket of the night.
I like seeing Josh Richardson distribute the ball, especially when his teammates are wide open. That makes for an easy pass.
Conley the pass to Drummond. And that one falls coming off Conley's feet. Conley's got 3 assists in the game. Outside Westbrook. And the layup's good off the glass. Westbrook's got 7 points.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
And watching Andre Drummond play, he's really just an old school type center. I mean, he eats up space in the middle and finishes plays in close. Not a skilled guy who can pull a defender away from the basket.
Yeah, I don't know if any big man has the combination of strength, speed, and hops that Drummond has, not to mention his length, an unreal physical specimen.
That's his 4th basket of the game, and he's only taken 4 shots. Off to a good start. And with Drummond, he does play like towering centers of decades past.
Yeah, I mean, he isn't great at moving the ball around or hitting shots from range, but his size and athleticism are elite and one of the best rebounders in our game.
And it's Drummond with the jam.
My goodness, I didn't think they could top that last dunk, but it only took them a couple seconds.
Not much defense, Greg, on those last few possessions, but does anyone mind?
Not at all.
Now here's Conley. Denver passing it around. He's looking for Drummond and finds him. Off target from the baseline.
And usually that mid-range jumper finds the bottom of the net. Defense has to be more aggressive moving forward.
And now the Nuggets. Fast break.
He's known as more steady than flashy, but that was a sensational pass by Conley. He can get fancy when he needs to.
The Nuggets shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
Yeah, and fairly decent a season ago, about 77% from the line.
And the Raptors going out now with a whole new group.
There's tremendous balance with this Nugget basketball team, especially on the offensive end. You can have a lot of players in their rotation carrying the scoring load and a lot of different playmakers that are out there on their roster.
To the paint, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Drummond. Toronto with the ball. .153 left in the first quarter. From 15 feet away, Jefferson gets the bucket.
Guys, he can get this shot anytime he wants.
You bet. With his height, not many defenders are going to challenge that mid-range jump shot.
Conley kicks to Nance. Stolen by Beverly. And here they come. Here's Kilpatrick. And he goes in for the dunk.
And Beverly, not a volume playmaker, but he always makes smart decisions with the basketball.
Drummond. And Drummond throws it down.
And already you're seeing great execution from both teams.
Yeah, lots of points early, and the game plans on both sides, at least offensively, working to perfection.
Here's Beasley. It's hauled in by the Nuggets.
The defense was solid there, smothering him close inside, and that's how you want to guard him.
Drummond a screen. Conley dishes to Drummond. It's rebounded by Jefferson.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Oh, man, he'd love to have that one back. He just does everything right, but doesn't get the finish.
Now Conley. Michael Beasley missing on the three. Out to Morris. Lets the three fly. It's stolen by Jefferson. It's Beasley on the wing. Back to Beverly. Out to the wing. Up in time. No good, trying to beat the buzzer. Oh. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And guys, what's your take on Toronto so far?
I mean, they're winning the turnover battle, and oftentimes that can swing things your way.
Well, they're taking care of the ball. They're attacking on defense.
You were known for a lot of stuff. Great passing was one of them. Also known as an exceptional shooter. Of all the guys you played with, who is the best at setting you up for a score?
Wow, I think my years playing alongside Gary Payton in Seattle, he drew so much attention, Kevin, with his ability in transition, of course, that patented spin move of his, and then his great ability as a 6'4" guard to post up, especially on that left block, drew a lot of double teams, and that opens up shooters on the weak side. That's where I happen to be.
All the great point guards see the floor so well. They know where everybody is, don't they?
And the best ones, Kevin, you're right. The best ones are the ones willing to pitch the ball ahead. That's when you really have something special.
So the Raptors 5 right now. They've got Kyle Korver. Paul Millsap out there with Sanders. Then there's Beasley. And it's Beverly in at the one. Dishes to Millsap for three. And Patrick Beverly good for three. Beverly's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nuggets will retain possession. And we played through the first minute here in the second.
You could see Drummond's eyes light up once he knew that finish was coming. He didn't waste the chance. Boy, did he get his money's worth on that one.
And pushing it up. Here's Denver. Daniels is running. And that one's good. Drummond.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Korver passes to Beverly. A minute and a half gone here in the second quarter. Screen by Sanders. Clock at 6. And stolen by Drummond. Their offense has been great here.
Yeah, the ball movement has been terrific, and they've kept the defense off balance.
How about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
We've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Well, this team now has to settle in right here and have a great possession without getting so aggressive that you compound your mistake. He does that so well. At his size, he's always a threat to throw it down.
Right side Millsap. And another basket for Toronto.
Well, once Millsap gets the ball in the mid-range area, it's usually a good thing. I might chalk up some of this to the schemes that he played in, but no doubt Paul Millsap does not get the kind of credit for the type of elite defense he can play at that 4 position. You talk about his switchblade abilities offensively. Well, defensively, he's shown himself to be very good as a post defender and, if you can imagine it, a rim protector.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
And some changes here for the Raptors. Greg Monroe, he's checked in for Sanders. Josh Richardson comes in for Paul Millsap. And Russell Westbrook subbed in for Patrick Beverly. And Millsap raised some eyebrows in the 2015-16 season when he averaged almost 2 blocks and 2 steals, Brent, a game.
Well, for Paul Millsap, one of the things about being a heady 4-man is you play in a system that allows you to concentrate and focus and rely on guys being in the right spot. Behind the perimeter defense, Paul Millsap is a tremendous big that moves well and gets himself into great position.
And Toronto making a change here. Millsap's checked in.
Kevin, these are easy points. Remember, free throws.
And Satoransky kicks to Drummond. Drummond a screen. Just 5 to shoot. And Kyle Korver picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. 5 to shoot. And Satoransky kicks to Drummond.
Doing all he can to distract the shooter right there. Good defense from Greg Monroe.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. Millsap a screen. Here's Westbrook. And Westbrook throws it down hard.
And that's such solid, fundamental basketball on display right there, guys.
You talk about it all the time, Greg. Yeah, great use of the pick to set up the dunk.
Well, that's a play that only works by practicing over and over and having a great rhythm with your teammate. You could see the timing there.
Big group substitution here for Denver. Nancy's checked in for Fry. Morris comes in for Pat Connaughton. Green, he's checked in for Troy Daniels. And it's Conley in for Satoransky.
The defense was in the area, but not really effective. He has to put away this layup.
And in today's game, we're really so used to thinking of passing as the key to an efficient offense. But this Raptors club, they do it a different way. For them, the screen is the assist, giving their guard space to pull up or attack the rim. He doesn't do some of the damage that other big men do on the perimeter, but inside, Drummond's got just as much game as anybody.
Here's Richardson. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. For Toronto, they have made 3 free throws so far. Haven't missed any.
And as a team, excellent a season ago, about 80% when they got to the line.
Well, a great battle last year as the season finished off between the Nuggets and Blazers to make the playoffs. Denver did not. So they made some trades, tried to make a push. This year they've got to make some improvements and maybe find themselves in one of those top 8 slots to play in the postseason.
Jefferson passing to Kilpatrick. Screen by Jefferson. 5 to shoot. The tray. And it's Kilpatrick missing. And Brent, for the Nuggets, you get the feeling of excitement for this franchise.
Well, you feel like this team's not just going to make the playoffs once, but could have a very effective long run in the Western Conference. And they're going to be playing a style that a lot of their fans and certainly fans around the league are going to appreciate. Off-ball movement and passing. You know, there's a team in Golden State that seemed to do that with great effectiveness.
Unable to close out defensively, even against the smaller shooter.
Yeah, it's tough sometimes to get a hand up on the three-point shot, but in this case, that didn't even affect it.
Can't connect from short range. To the inside. Al Jefferson grabs the miss.
It is so tough to make those kind of shots with the defense draped all over you.
In a pretty tightly contested game here as we Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. The Nuggets trail by 5. They've got Drummond. Marcus Morris is out there with Nance. And it's Green, and it's Conley in at the point. That's the group for Mike Malone getting going here in the second half. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. Well, we don't have a chalkboard here to draw it up, but if you could explain it, what's your favorite inbounds play when you really need a bucket?
All right, Kevin, so the guy goes to the right. He comes off the down pick, and then on the backside, you run the hammer, and you dribble to the right side. You throw along the baseline, but you're looking for the 4-man on the slip, and also the 5-man's popping back for the jump shot. Got it?
I got it. I like the run the hammer. Run the hammer. Now here's Conley, the fast break opportunity. There's the dish to Drummond. Over Jefferson. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. Inside. Here's Richardson. And he makes the bucket, drew contact, and gets the whistle, too.
Josh enjoying this and one opportunity. Good job finishing despite the defense knocking him around a bit.
And Mike Malone, who is known for his defense, dealing with a team, Brent, that really lacks a defensive bite at times. It's something that he's trying to change in terms of culture.
Yeah, you're right, Kevin. It's a bit of a nibble right now in Denver. But you look at Mike Malone's past and all the other stops where his defensive teams have improved throughout the year. So it's a bumpy ride with Denver. A lot of young players who he has to make sure realize the importance of the defensive end of the floor.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. Toronto shooting their 7th attempt at the foul line in this one.
Well, he's an NBA scoring champion. Westbrook sure has improved his entire offensive repertoire since his days in Westwood.
Korver gets a wide open look. Korver missing again. The Nuggets trail by 8. Here's Drummond, and it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way. Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter. Jefferson, a screen on Morris. Here's Richardson. Good. Nice assist from Westbrook. Richardson's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And that's just not something Russell came in doing, being a playmaker. But what we're seeing out of Westbrook now, great vision.
And he gets it to go.
You really got to tip your cap to him in terms of how he's played today, even if they end up losing this game.
Outside Korver. From deep. A putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Jefferson's got the lead up to 10 now for the Raptors.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
And that one's good. Drummond.
Yeah, one of the few bright spots for his team. I mean, he's had a very efficient offensive performance.
No doubt without these contributions, they'd be in a much deeper hole in this one, no question.
Good on the bucket.
Well, I have no idea how he made that, but hey, sometimes a little bit of luck helps.
Conley dishes to Drummond. It's stolen by Korver. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Michael Conley. That's his first foul.
And now only one away from being in the penalty.
And some changes here for the Raptors. Monroe's checked in for Jarrell Martin. Beasley comes in for Kyle Korver. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Russell Westbrook. Green with the block.
It's not talked about often enough, but Green averages more blocks per game than almost all other backcourt players.
The Nuggets trail by 10. And you look at the Raptors, one of the top teams in the East, Greg, but do they have a chance to go all the way?
I think they're a threat to make the finals. Can they win it all? They may be a piece or two away, but still a young and aggressive core. They continue to try to add pieces, and this is a group that has proven they want to win and win now. And really, the Nuggets, a stronger team than many had predicted last season. One area that troubled them was the defensive end. And when they would lose, it was usually by being unable to come up with consistent stops.
Here's what Denver's going with right now. Derek Favors checked in for Nance. Pat Connaughton comes in for Marcus Morris. Troy Daniels, he's checked in for Green. And Satoransky subbed in for Mike Conley. Beasley with a clean look. And it's sent back by Drummond.
Drummond mixes defensive smarts with elite physical tools, and that's what makes him a solid defender. He's going to get his hands on a few shots each and every game.
Drummond the screen. And Satoransky kicks to Drummond. 6 on the shot clock. And out of bounds as Toronto gains possession. And for the Nuggets and their defensive issues, Greg, a lot of it stemmed from their lack of rim protection.
Yeah, and the inability to challenge shots in general, for that matter. And they also had problems applying pressure and forcing turnovers as a team, at the bottom of the league in terms of turnovers forced.
Pass to Satoransky, and it's Drummond missing.
And you got to give him credit there. Great effort to contest that shot.
Well, I love the fact that they put the security system on their house, protecting the paint there.
And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Beverly, the pass to Monroe. Here's Kilpatrick, defended by Drummond. And it's Kilpatrick missing. The Nuggets trail by 11. They get a hand on it. Drummond with a screen on Beverly. And Satoransky kicks to Drummond. Satoransky, the pass to Drummond. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Now you got to fight through things like this right now. His team needs him to shoot better. He's just had a tough quarter.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Raptors have put up good numbers at the charity stripe, converting 6 of 7. And the Raptors, unique in the NBA, they have a whole nation behind them.
And basketball continues to gain in popularity, especially with the younger generation in Canada. The Raptors are coming to relevance at the perfect time, and the rabid fan base energized by how competitive this group's been the last couple seasons.
And Denver decides to take their first time out here.
And they're picking up a lot of fouls already in the penalty. Not a good sign. They need to focus on moving their feet and maintaining a good defensive position.
Channing Frye's checked in for the Nuggets. Raptors also changing it up. Sanders comes in for Monroe, and Martin subbed in for Paul Millsap.
A lot of people pointing towards the Nuggets and thinking about it's not the offense where they need to improve. If they're going to get the best out of their young talent, it's defensively and their commitment to that end of the floor.
We've got 33 seconds left here in the third quarter. And Satoransky kicks to Drummond. Good ball movement here by the Nuggets. Fast break, Toronto. Here's Sanders. And that one, good. Sanders has got his second bucket.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over.
And Kevin, they've been committing a lot of turnovers here. Taking care of the basketball is the #1 priority right now in that huddle. They've got to tighten it up. And sometimes you just want a reminder of what our objectives are tonight.
Yeah, get everyone on the same page and pointed in the right direction.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. Russell Westbrook really making a difference here.
So far, he is just destroying their will. It feels like he can get any shot he wants once he crosses half court.
There's 14 seconds left in the third. Satoransky, the pass to Drummond.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit. Welcome back. And Brent, when some guys slam it home, they treat it like a normal play. Who are some of the guys that use the dunk as a tactic to fire up their teammates?
Well, I think we have some guys who are really spectacular when they finish, Kevin. Certainly anytime Blake Griffin gets to the rim, or DeAndre Jordan, where seemingly his head's up in there and slams it down, it fires up the crowd. But most of the time, it's the little guys that get you going the most. On the fast break, all of a sudden the ball gets to somebody on the wing, and to watch a little guy get up in the air with somebody underneath him and throw it down, that gets everybody off the bench and fired up.
So unexpected, Brent. That's a great point. On the court for Toronto to start the fourth. Paul Millsap out there with Monroe. Then there's Kyle Korver. Then there's Russell Westbrook. And it's Richardson in the three spot. Here's Westbrook. That's tipped. Conley dishes to Drummond. Back to Conley. To the paint. Stolen by Monroe. Here's Richardson. Here's Millsap. Green with the block. Conley against Korver. Drummond a screen. Conley kicks to Drummond. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Drummond. Toronto leading by 13. That's tipped. It's stolen by Green. It's deflected. Conley, the pass to Drummond. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. Paul Millsap picks one up.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover
leads to the big stuff.
Once he came upright with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Well, terrific anticipation using the hands. How are you not protecting the basketball in that situation?
Toronto's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Here's Westbrook. Rebound Andre Drummond. Drummond's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Conley dishes to Drummond, and it's blocked.
Hard-nosed defender, and Josh Richardson using a little bit of that length from the wing position to deny that one.
Free throw good, Drummond. Over the decades, the way the league has grown, phenomenal, due in no small part to the leadership. Brent, what are some of the key traits you've seen of these two great NBA commissioners?
I think the one thing about both David Stern and Adam Silver that they have done a great job with is that they're approachable. There doesn't seem to be a time, at least in an NBA player's career, where they don't feel like they could either call... Oh! No doubt. You got your scorecard out, Kevin? That might be a 50, or are we going 100 or 1,000? Westbrook with a unique combination of power and athleticism.
Drummond a screen. Conley kicks to Drummond. Out to Conley. 6 to shoot. Well, Nuggets need to get a shot off here. They get it again. Millsap with the steal. And here's Richardson outside. Knocked away.
Well, the defense better look up and say thanks. Leaving guys that wide open is not a recipe for success.
Snatched up. And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession. Raptors leading by 13. Right side Westbrook. And it's Monroe at the elbow. Outside Korver. Just 5 on the clock. Near the three-point line, it's Westbrook. Outside for Korver. From the arc. Gets that one to fall. That's his 6th field goal. He has shot the ball 12 times.
And he's been hitting from out there. Defensively, you're going to have to change some things up.
The classic catch-22 guy right here. If you key in on him, you're going to open up other opportunities for his teammates to have good looks. Well, he's been carrying them all night on offense, but at some point, he's going to need some help.
Good.
Outstanding job by Korver in how he swings the pass over to the most open man on the court.
Westbrook against Conley. Out to Nance. Down low. Drummond is doubled. Millsap with the steal. In the corner, it's Richardson. Tips it up. And it's Millsap with the extra effort. And the Raptors lead by 18.
Full speed ahead. I mean, they have been in control since the opening tip, and that may have sealed the deal.
I can imagine a lot of things right now, but a comeback, that's not one of them.
1:25 left in the fourth. Drummond. Green, the pass to Drummond. And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Raptors.
They had a fantastic play from the bench.
This team has great depth, and they showed it in this game.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
And a great team effort tonight, helped in large part with contributions, and the nice night it ended up being for Kyle Korver.
You look at the energy he brought on both ends of the court, and it's easy to see why he was a difference maker.
Brent, many teams have cracked down on cell phone use during practices and during games. Can anything be done on a league level in that regard?
Hold on, Kevin. I'm getting a call.
Okay, good. Yeah. Can you put him
Mom,
on hold for just a second?
Yeah, Mom, I'm talking to Kevin Harlan. Yeah, it's a different age. I don't think the league, Kevin, can do anything with regards to how players use their mobile devices. That's up to the team and how it is a coach make sure that the demands of what your practice schedule is and your game schedule and your attentiveness to those times that you need to be there, that takes precedent.
Andre Drummond. 2 shots.
And that one misses. And Toronto making a change here. Beasley's checked in. And the second free throw, good.
Not a perfect trip to the free throw line, but they'll take what they can get at this point.
Beverly against Conley. At the elbow, Martin. And Beverly kicks to Martin. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Beasley for 3. Cans it from downtown. And the Raptors lead by 17.
Yeah, with this lead, that's probably going to do it. Fans heading for the exits.
Now the team came in fired up from the opening tip to see the focus. They're ready to do battle.
And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to live.
Money longer, different song, bruh, different producer. I can do anything and I won't lose her. She got right with a winner, left that loser. Talk, boy, make me get my. Yeah, I sell my.
time in Denver as the crowd is filing in the Pepsi Center. Looking. To cheer on the Nuggets. I'm Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, our terrific analysts, and David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. For the Philadelphia 76ers, they come in off that loss to the Trailblazers in Portland. Now a look at Philadelphia's starting lineup. Kemba Walker is out there with Bradley. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Mozgov. And it's Portis in a power forward. Just 4 to shoot. And that one's good. Drummond.
Well, a great battle last year as the season finished off between the Nuggets and Blazers to make the playoffs. Denver did not. So they made some trades, tried to make a push. This year they've got to make some improvements and maybe find themselves in one of those top 8 slots to play in the postseason.
Now here's Walker. Really had troubles in the loss to Portland. Here's George. And it's George finishing it off.
And I just love the aggressiveness from George, just slicing apart the defense with that terrific ability to penetrate.
Conley dishes to Nance. Conley the pass to Drummond. A 3 from Bradley. No good. Now Denver takes it the other way. They double team Conley. Stolen by Walker. Now the 76ers on the break. It's stolen by Green. Jacks up a 3. And that one falls coming off Conley's feet. Green's got his first 3 points of the game.
Boy, if you're going to just hand him this shot, you might as well put a bow on it. Green loves the catch and shoot.
They grab their own miss. Mozgov lays it up off the glass.
The tenacity on the interior, just battling, bringing that effort and will for second chance points.
Green draws the double. Snatched up. Here's Drummond. Right through the D for the layup.
And not afraid to say it. If Drummond isn't the best rebounder in the NBA, he's got to be in the top 3. That goes for both ends of the floor. Just no way to hold him in check on the board.
Second shot opportunity. No good on that one. George with the defensive effort. Bradley, no one around him. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
And they can't allow him too many open looks like that. That's just inviting trouble.
Good on the shot.
Right now he is locked in. He's getting great shots and he's burning the D in a variety of ways.
Walker goes in. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
And defensively, you've got to make a greater effort working over the screens.
Yeah, it's a bit of a lazy play right there. You're hoping that the guy misses the shot without really doing your job in challenging it.
And watching Andre Drummond play, he's really just an old school type center. I mean, he eats up space in the middle and finishes plays in close. Not a skilled guy who can pull a defender away from the basket.
And Walker kicks to Mozgov. Out of bounds. Denver takes possession. Denver's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. And with Drummond, he does play like towering centers of decades past.
Yeah, I mean, he isn't great at moving the ball around or hitting shots from range, but his size and athleticism are elite and one of the best rebounders in our game.
2 on the clock. Morris, no good. And Walker kicks to Portis. To the inside. Mozgov. And it's sent back by Drummond.
Drummond mixes defensive smarts with elite physical tools, and that's what makes him a solid defender. He's going to get his hands on a few shots each and every game.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Now here's Drummond. 10 points for him. Drummond with a screen on George. And Nance gets to Conley. A second chance effort. And there's Drummond. That's good on the assist from Conley. Conley's got 5 assists in the game.
Yeah, and Conley just makes the game fun. Able to shoot, but focused on also facilitating for teammates. That athlete. Yeah. Oh, he is a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
That could be a contender for the dunk of the year, I think. 76ers have gone 8 of 11 in the first quarter. They'll take that percentage any night. Nice shot by Portis.
Love to see it when he pulls up from the outside. A big guy with tremendous range is a prized commodity in today's NBA.
Here's Drummond. No good that time. Excellent D there from Mozgov. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Back to Bradley. Mozgov down low. Covered by Morris. Mozgov with the bucket. Mozgov's got 6.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Conley. Eight seconds left in the first quarter. Walker goes in. It's stolen by Nance. And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the... All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. What stands out to you guys from the 76ers? Each coach has his strengths and they've got weaknesses, but if you needed someone to draw up a play to get you one bucket out of a timeout, who are some of the names you turn to?
I think I'm going to turn to Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, possibly James Harden, because 2 points can happen after a free throw, right, Kev? So
yes.
I could get James Harden to the line, and then one LeBron James. That's not a bad list of guys to turn to if I need 2 points.
Absolutely. And then what coach would you have draw up that play?
If I don't say Pop, my life will cease to exist. I will say Greg Popovich in late game situations does a marvelous job. Not only, Kevin, of getting the ball to the guy that he wants potentially to get the game winner, but to have options and to make sure that that player sees those options in case something breaks down.
Taking a look at the 76ers. Paul George is out there with Portis. Then there's Avery Bradley. And there's Kemba Walker. And it's Mozgov in at the 5 spot. George with no one around. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. That's 7 points for George.
And they are very comfortable running their offense through Walker. And you can see why. Drops a sick dime right there. That pass was right on the money.
The 3 from Bradley. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
Doesn't go for him. Excellent D there from Mozgov. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. The Nuggets trail by 11. Conley dishes to Drummond. That's a basket. His 8th from the field, 8 of 14.
He doesn't do some of the damage that other big men do on the perimeter, but inside, Drummond's got just as much game as anybody.
And last season, I think, Greg, there was a time when Kemba Walker was playing basketball, you know, as well as any point guard in the NBA.
No doubt. I mean, not to say he's the best in our league, but he is certainly climbing up the list. You can't ignore his impact on this team. Has worked to improve each season he's been in the league.
Connaughton kicks to Satoransky. Lock at 6. Drummond with a screen on Walker. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in. Drummond's got 18 points in the game. They double him with Drummond. Outside, Walker. Outside, George. To the middle. Poked loose. Mozgov passes to Portis. And that's out of bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession.
Playing with lots of energy here, trying to cause turnovers.
Yeah, even though he doesn't come up with the steal, that kind of deflection will disrupt the rhythm of this offensive possession.
The Nuggets trail by 9. And Satoransky kicks to Drummond. Ball stolen. Bradley passes to Portis. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. That's called on Channing Front.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
Well, it fires up your teammates and the fans when you make plays like that out in the open court and explosive.
Here's Drummond. And it's Drummond with the jam.
You can see Drummond's eyes light up once he knew that finish was coming. He didn't waste the chance. Boy, did he get his money's worth on that one.
Tries from 7. Mozgov kicks to Portis. Back to Mozgov. And Mozgov throws it down.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
Drummond a screen. Here's Satoransky, guarded by Walker. Satoransky the pass to Drummond. Off target at the rim.
And that's just good offense. Surprised he blew that one, and the defense is too.
And really few teams in NBA history have undertaken the sort of extreme makeover the Sixers did over the last 4 years. And a lot of losing along the way, but the fans have been surprisingly supportive of the rebuilding process. Yeah, and this is where Mozgov is at his best, using that size and length to attack the cup. And he takes it right at the man who just scored on him.
That's the way to answer back, with an in-your-face stuff. Walker dishes to Mozgov. And he comes up with the deuce. Mozgov's got the lead up to 14 now for Philadelphia. And before the rebuild, the Sixers for a long time were stuck in mediocrity. Treading water, Greg, as they might say.
Yeah, and it's hard to make that leap without top draft picks. And the Sixers plumbed the depths, if you will. And now, though, I think they found their treasure trove.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Count that one as his 7th make in 8 attempts. He has a scorching 86%.
And the towering presence of Mozgov, most effective doing damage inside.
Mozgov sets a screen for George. Another field goal for him. 4 for 6 shooting tonight.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Drummond with a screen on George. Here's Satoransky, defended by George. 6 on the shot clock. And Satoransky kicks to Drummond. And it's Drummond with the jam.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam.
I love the aggressiveness. He's been on fire the entire first half and continues to strike while the iron's hot.
And Drummond throws it down.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points. And so it's Philadelphia, sitting with a comfortable lead. And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hand. Here's Walker. While we've got a moment, let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. So out there for the Nuggets right now, they've got Morris. Andre Drummond is out there with Nance. And it's Green. And it's Conley in at the point guard.
Take a look at Mike Malone as he made the switch from the Sacramento Kings and made his way to the Rocky Mountain, and he's got these fans on the high. He wants a lot from his players. He's got a lot of youth on this roster and is treating each one of them fairly until one steps out as a superstar for the Nuggets.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. Drummond the screen. Picked his pocket. And here's Walker outside. Rebound Andre Drummond. Drummond's got his 7th rebound here tonight. With this young roster that Malone is charged with, he has made some adjustments and rewarded players for stepping up to the task.
I think that's what you need to do with a young roster, but also Mike Malone, Kevin, I think is learning a bit more about how he wants to coach. He's learning a bit about these young players himself, so they have a nice bit of symmetry that's building around this basketball team that could produce a lot of successful seasons under his tenure.
It's stolen by Ajinça. Here's Bertans for 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from Jordan.